Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this video, we'll be solving questions of exercise 7.2 on coordinate geometry. So let's start. Now talking about question number 1. Now question number 1 says, find the coordinates of the point which divides the join of two different points. So the point that they're trying to make here is, you need to find out the coordinates find the coordinates of the point. Now this is the point which joins these 2 points. Let me take them as A, B, C. So let's take this as x comma y, which is not given. A is given to you as -1, 7. C is given to you as 4, -3. And then they have given you this ratio. The ratio means they have given you AB is to BC is 2:3. So using the section formula, you will say that x is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2, and the same thing you'll be using for the y coordinate. Now once you do this, you just need to identify the value of m1 as 2 and m2 as 3. Once you have done this, it becomes easier now. So what is the value of x here? 2 into 4, which is 8, plus 3 into -1, which is -3, divided by 2 plus 3, which is 5. So this comes out to be 1. Now talking about the value of y from here. So m1 into -3, which is 2 into -3 is -6, plus 3 into 7, which is 21, divided by 5, and this comes out to be 3. So what is the value of x comma y? So this comes out to be 1, 3. Going ahead now and moving on to question number 2. So question number 2 says, find the coordinates of the points of trisection of the line segment joining. Find the coordinates of the points of the trisection of the line segment joining this and this. So you are supposed to find out the coordinates of the trisection, of the line segment. Now what is trisection? Trisection means that there is a line segment which has been basically divided into 3 parts, such that, now let me say this is point A, this is point B, this is point C, and this is point D. So now first, let's say this is the first. Now this is the first division. This part is the first division, this is the second division, and this is the third division. So let's say this is x2, y2. And then what they are giving you is dividing the line segment joining 4, -1. And the next they have given to you as -2, -3. Now when you are using a word like find the coordinates of the points of the trisection of the line, what they need you to understand is, wherein I differ slightly with a pinch of salt here. Now trisection, what they intend to convey here is, they have already conveyed you that trisection means the ratio of these 3 parts is 1:1:1. So when you are applying this formula that we have already discussed here, so when it is AB is to BC, you will take it as 1:1. When you are taking BC is to CD, again you will be taking it as 1:1:1. Wherein I differ slightly, because if there is a word which has been used as a dissection does not necessarily mean 1:1. What means 1:1 is bisection. But then let's come down here. So when I'm saying bi, and then I'm using tri, so what they intend to convey here is, you should have taken the ratio. All of these are equal line segments. So we are saying basically AB is equal to BC, BC is equal to CD. So applying the section formula, we'll be able to say that x1 is just like saying you are supposed to take the midpoint. Now while you are taking the midpoint, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to write x1 as 4 plus x2 divided by 2. Similarly, y1 becomes minus 1 plus y2 divided by 2. Now the same thing you will do for this. So when you're doing for this, you will say that x2 is equal to how much? So x2 becomes equal to, now can I take this as it is? I mean, now there is an understanding here. If I do it like this, it takes me very long. So before you start, though, as we have always been discussing that there are two ways. In all our videos we have been talking about, there are basically two ways. One is the basic way, the first way in which you perceive how a problem is supposed to be solved, and once you have already perceived that this is the basic way, then you can take it to a next level. Next level here is, now if I have to find out this, I can take this as one part, and then I could have taken this as two parts, and then immediately I can find out the value of x1, y1. So this was one way of doing it, which I don't say is incorrect, but this takes very long. So what I'm suggesting here is take AB is to BD. Now when you're taking AB is to BD, the ratio is 1 is to 2. So when you're taking this, what will you do? So now if I'm finding out the value of x1, and I know this is two parts, so 2 into 4 is 8, right? And 1 into minus 2, and then this divided by 3. This gives me how much? 2. Similarly, can I find out the value of y1? Of course I can find out the value of y1. And when I'm finding out the value of y1, what am I supposed to do? 2 into minus 1, which is minus 2, plus 1 into minus 3 divided by 3. So this comes out to be minus 5 by 3. So can I write down the coordinates here? Yes, I can write down the coordinates here as, this is 2 comma minus 5 by 3. Once I have written these coordinates, it becomes relatively easier for me to find out these values, given that the ratio is 1 is to 1. The ratio is 1 is to 1. So in a certain way, this happens to be the midpoint. So how much should I add to 4 such that when I divide it by 2, I should get 2. So can I say this becomes 0? And how much should I add to this so that I get minus 5 by 3? Okay, for this, I mean, I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say here is, now we already found out the value of x2. For y2, what do I need to do? So I know that y2 is nothing but 1 into minus 1, which is minus 1, plus, so I'm sorry. So now if I use in this format itself, I know that I could have written that y1 is equal to, and I'm talking about only the line segment AC. So in that case, y1 becomes equal to how much? Minus 1 plus y2 divided by 2. Do you have the value of y1? Yes, you already have the value of y1 as minus 5 by 3. Correct? Now, can I just use this and this to find out the value of y2? Of course I can. So this is just like saying minus 3 plus 3y2 is equal to minus 10. So from here I can say that y2 is equal to minus 7 by 3. I hope you understood. Now, why did we spend so much of time on this question? We spent so much of time so that you are basically able to understand the basic way and the best way to take such kind of questions forward. Talking about question number 3. Now, when I see question number 3, apparently this seems to be quite a big question. Let's see whether it is really big or not. To conduct sports activities, day activities in your school, rectangular shaped, sports day activities in your rectangular shaped school ground. The school ground has been given in terms of a rectangle shape. Lines having drawn with chalk powder at a distance of 1 meter each. 100 flower pots have been placed at a distance of 1 meter each from each other along the line AD. There are 100 flower pots that have been placed. Niharika runs 1/4 the distance AD. On the second line and posts. Niharika runs 1/4 the distance AD on the second line. And posts a green flag. Preeti runs 1/5 of the distance AD on the 8th line. And posts a red flag. what is the distance between both the flags? If Rashmi has to post a blue flag exactly halfway between the line segment joining the two flags, where should she post her flag? Okay. So now let us see what is the relevance of the question. 100 flower pots have been placed at a distance of 1 meter each. Okay. And now here we are talking about, so if I start from 0, here first pot has been placed, here the second pot has been placed at a distance of 1 meter each. Okay, so this distance is 1 meter each. So can I put this as, this is 1 meter, this is 2 meters, the next pot is, let's say, placed at 3 meters, and similarly the 100th plot is placed as at 100 meters. Okay, and then you have lines which are parallel to this. So we are talking about lines, let us say this is my y-axis, and now we are talking about lines which are parallel to y-axis. So now the lines which are parallel to y-axis itself is x is equal to 0. This line becomes x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2, and so on. Let's say x is equal to 10. Again, I would be having the 10th line here. So starting off with line x is equal to 1, this becomes your 10th line. Now the question here is, on the second line, Niharika places a, so 1/4 of the distance AD. Now let's say, now this is D and this is A. Now this is 100 meters. So 1/4 of the distance means what? 25 meters. So let's place 25 meters here somewhere. So here one flag is on this line, there is a flag which is posted which is placed at 25 meters, and this has been placed by Niharika. On the second line is where it was placed. Similarly on the 8th line, so there is a line number 8. Let me take this line only as line number 8. So here who places? Preeti runs 1/5 of the distance. Now 1/5 of the distance means basically 20 meters. So let's say here is 1/5, which is 20 meters. So this point I am taking it as N, this I am taking it as P, and this denotes who placed the flag. For example, N placed the flag there, Niharika and Preeti. What is the distance between both the flags? What is the distance? I can use Pythagoras theorem. Now, so now I know this is N, this is P, and let's place this as P dash. Now please let us try and understand that P dash is a line which is parallel to x-axis. Now this vertical distance is nothing but this is at 25 meters and this is at 20 meters. So this becomes 5 meters. And when I'm moving from x is equal to 0, so I'm not moving from x is equal to 0, I'm moving from the line x is equal to, so this line is x is equal to 2, and I'm moving on to a point which is x is equal to 8. So this becomes 6 meters. So how much is NP? NP is 6 square plus 5 square under root. Now this comes out to be an under root 61 meters. This is talking about the first part of the answer. Now the second part of the answer, let's see what is the question first. If Rashmi has to post a blue flag exactly halfway between the line segment joining the two flags, where should she post it? So exactly halfway means what? So if I say 2 plus 8, so halfway is talking about x1. I can use the section formula only, which is just like saying halfway is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, wherein x1 is 2 and x2 is 8 meters. Right? So this comes out to be where exactly? On the 5th line. So this is not meters, this is the 5th line. Last part, the third part is where exactly should she place? So now we know that this is the 5th line which comes in the middle. X is equal to 5. So where should she place? So now when she is placing it exactly halfway, and we are talking about halfway, half. So it will be what? It will be, now when we are talking about y1 plus, so here now we will talk about y1 plus y2 divided by 2, which is just like saying 20 plus 25 divided by 2 meters, which comes out to be 22.5 meters. So the question looked to be difficult, but it is not. Question number 4 talks about find the ratio in which the line segment joining the points this and this divided by this. So kind of a first question only. Now here they had given you the ratio, they had not given you the point x comma y. Here they are giving you all these 3 points and they are asking you to calculate the ratio. So as advised earlier also, before you begin with the question, you need to have some initial introspection on the question so that it gives you the way to proceed. So here let us say this is M1 and this is M2. So what is A here? Minus 3 comma 10. What is B here? B here is minus 1 comma 6. And what is C here? C here is 6 comma minus 8. So what they are asking you is dividing the join of these points. So B divides the join of this. Okay. So can I use the section formula? Of course I can, which is just like saying minus 1 is equal to M2 x1, which is minus 3 M2 plus 6 M1 divided by M1 plus M2. This is the first equation that you're going to get. And the second equation that you're going to get is from the ordinate part, which says 6 is equal to, so 6 is equal to 10 M2 plus, which is minus 8 M1 divided by M1 plus M2, right? And they are asking you to find out the ratio. Now there are 2 ways of solving this question. I make it as a linear equation in 2 variables and get the values of the 2 variables. That is one way of doing it. Another way of doing the same here is, in any case I am treating them as 2 equations only, but then if I equalize these parts, if I equalize these part means what? So it is just like if I can take the ratio. So let's say this is my first equation and this is my second equation, and can I just take their ratios? Now taking the ratio basically here means is, so if I say that second divided by the first part, the second divided by the first part, what will it give me? So it is going to give you minus 6 is equal to, now this will be written as 10 M2 minus 8 M1 divided by this, because this gets cancelled out. So this is nothing but minus 3 M2 plus 6 M1. Right, many ways of doing it, but okay. So now this can be written as 18 M2 minus 36 M1 is equal to 10 M2 minus 8 M1, and then we take it wherever we want to take. So let's say if I say that this is 8 times of M2 finally is equal to 28 M1. So from here, if I want to get the ratio M1 versus M2, if I want to get this, so this should be how much? This is 8 upon 28, which should be 2 by 7. Let us talk about question number 5 now. So now in question number 5, what are they asking you to do is, they are saying that you are supposed to find out the ratio of the join of 2 points, and the 2 points which have been given here are points A and C, and who is dividing here? Now these 2 points are being divided by the x-axis. Now as you are already aware of the fact, and which we have already discussed in our videos, now the point B, which is lying on the x-axis, the ordinate value there would be 0. So assuming that AB is M1 parts and BC is M2 parts, now from where will I get the ratio? Because now you are supposed to calculate 2 values. One is you are supposed to get the ratio AB is to BC, and then the second part here is you are supposed to calculate the coordinates of B, in which one of the coordinate, which is the ordinate part, is already known to you. Now in this case, how do I get the values? I'll get the values from the ordinate value. So the ordinate value is 0, and this now is just like saying minus 5 times of M2 plus 5 times of M1 divided by m1 plus m2 should give you the ratio, and from here easily you can infer that the ratio of m1 is to m2 is 1:1. Once you have got this ratio, then you can use the section formula as we have written here, and then with the help of the section formula you can say that 1 into 1, which is 1, plus 1 into minus 4, which is minus 4, divided by 2, this is minus 3 by 2. So can I write down the coordinates of B? Maybe if not here, I can write it down here. So the coordinates of B are minus 3 by 2, comma 0. Now you would have seen that in all our videos wherein we have been solving, we have solved quite so many exercises on different topics. We have always been requesting you that to go through our videos on the basics and the concepts of various topics, because we are using all the basics and the concepts of the relevant topic when it comes to solving the questions on that topic. So which is very important. Second, which is important here, is we believe in giving you complete and correct solutions. Now if you feel that this video is really helpful, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you have already done so, click on the bell icon and select all so that you can get regular updates from us. Thank you so much. Until next we meet, goodbye.